In this video, we're going to be talking about the 1956 film noir Kiss Me Deadly, which stars Ralph Meeker and Cloris Leachman and was directed by Robert Aldrich. We're Coffee with Aliens at the Movies, a film education and film review channel. My name is Robert Bellissimo. I'm an actor and acting teacher.
I'm Steve Chambers. I'm a writer and actor.
And if this is your first time here, or if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to our channel by clicking on the red watermark subscribe button in the bottom right of your screen, and then click the bell in order to get notifications every time we release a new video or go live, and then you'll be on our alien watch list for life. This is like, it's a bizarre movie, and I've seen it at least twice before watching it the other night. And I always think that I love it, and then I watch it, and then I'm like, do I love it? Do I not love it? But I know why I'm so captured by it, and it's really the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes are just so remarkable. I mean, what Aldrich did visually is so stunning that it just grabs you. And here we are, we start off with Cloris Leachman on the run, and it's just a shot of her legs with that voiceover with this heavy breathing. And then, you know, we see Mike Hammer suddenly almost hit her and then pick her up. And then as the credits are rolling, it's just her crying over the credits, you know, and with this jazz song, and it's
Nat
dark
King
and
Cole.
it's night. Nat King Cole, and it's so eerie.
It
then
is
when
the
they get
weirdest.
stopped, oh yeah, it's really, but it really grabs you. And when they get stopped by these crooks that were after her, we hear her scream, and we see a guy's legs get out of the car, and then we fade to in another location to just her legs, and she's naked clearly. God knows what they were doing to her, torturing her to death. Mike Hammer is unconscious on the floor, and it's friggin' terrifying, but it's one of the most, like, fascinating visually and eerie, the most eerie and scary openings I've ever seen. You know, I always have a hard time quite grasping this film. I mean, what did you, because you saw this for the first time, so what did you
I
take
want to
from
say
it?
you can feel David Lynch. You can see where Quentin Tarantino got a bunch of stuff. The original Mike Hammer in the books was much more Dick Tracy, cut and dry, all-American good guy. And this version played by Ralph Meeker is like clearly the essence of the film noir, amoralistic kind of, are you a good guy? Like, he's a nefarious guy. He gets such joy from other people's pain. He likes cutting corners. Like, he's a tough dude. He loves his sports cars, and he is super cool, and he's got a super cool apartment. How our character Mike Hammer goes from, like, he keeps saying in the film, I'm looking for a string, but the string led to a rope, and the rope led to a cow. I don't know, whatever he says. It doesn't really matter, because how he's getting these bits of information that leads from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 are incidental. Like, there's no detective work going on. That's
what's confusing.
He just walks around, looks cool, goes to cool houses, meets weird people,
beats the shit out of people,
and smiles about it. And then goes to the next person, and the case, you know, does start to open wider and wider, but I have zero idea how point A led him to point Q. It makes zero sense, but who gives a shit? Now, the thing about performances I just want to touch on really quick is he's good, Ralph Meeker as Mike Hammer. But everyone else, I feel like they're all in a different movie. And I don't mean they're all in one other movie aside from Ralph Meeker. I feel like every person in this film was directed by a different director for a different film. And
it's very over the top.
It is,
and even there's like obvious dubbing as well, but it's like
just ridiculous.
It works in a way.
It works because the movie's so weird that if everyone were playing it straight like Ralph Meeker,
Yeah.
then you might notice the flaws of the holes. And so what happens is, and P.S., this MacGuffin that we're looking for in this film, because yeah, it leads to why this woman was tortured, and then it leads to an old friend of hers who she's working for. The mob's kind of involved, but ultimately, and this was wildly different from the book, it leads to a community of scientists, and they're all chasing our, as I said, the MacGuffin, which they literally call in this film the what's it, because they didn't give a shit. It doesn't matter, but it's a box. And Mike Hammer, he finds it in a locker at like a gym, and he opens it, and it's like, it's literally where Tarantino took the briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It's just a light of nonsense, but
and some weird sounds
it goes,
coming from it. Yeah.
Because this is the 50s, and we're all worried about who's got the bomb and who's going to drop what on who. That's
it, yeah.
Our MacGuffin is a nuclear weapon. I think what we're saying at the very end is, we've just unleashed the bomb. Here comes the beginning of the end, because when our enemies over in the East see that we've set off a nuclear bomb, they'll retaliate. I think what we're saying at the end of Kiss Me Deadly is like, Mike Hammer and company have just initiated the end of Earth. It's a gritty LA shot on the streets, like real driving, not with that rear projection BS.
Yeah.
And I think what you're watching here, for my tastes anyway, it's the journey to the end. I don't even care what the ending is. The ending, I think, is we're all going to die.
I think it's really much more about the feelings, because everyone is after this box. This woman had this box. She had a key to this box. The gangsters are after her. Scientists are after her. This doctor's after her. And then in the end, we find out that this woman who acted like her roommate is after her with this doctor. And you don't know why. And again, this was a metaphor for the atomic bomb in Russia in the Cold War at the time. Like, hey, what are Russia up to? If they have bombs, okay, we're going to have bigger bombs. Like, but no one really knew what anyone was up to, you know? So it's all fear. It's all based on fear. And that's what this is. Like, what's in that box? And there's constant shots of just, you know, anytime Ralph Meeker is like tied up when they kidnap him after, when the kidnappers are talking to him, it's just the shots of legs. We don't see faces. And it just plays on this element of something is not right. Everything is just off. Or even at one point when he is picking that woman up and just to drive her away from her apartment because she's afraid. Mm-hmm. It's a POV shot, like up in the third floor of the building. And you think, okay, someone's watching them. And then she gets in the car and nothing happens, right? So it's just Aldrich, I think, was doing that intentionally to make you think something's about to happen and then nothing happens. Someone's watching you, but who's watching you? You don't know. Even how do they know that Cloris Leachman said, "Remember me" to Meeker at the beginning? Yet they know how, but no one was in the car, right? So it's like eyes are everywhere. So it's not meant to really make sense. So every time I watch it, I want to watch it again to try to make sense of it.
After the fact. Yeah, okay, I got to examine the story. Like, okay, what the hell was that about? I didn't know, so I started to watch it again. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I do know what the story is. I'm looking for things that aren't there. That's what my
that's exactly
my
it, right?
Was.
Yeah.
Like
and the characters are looking for something that's not there.
100%.
And then you, the audience, are looking for something that's not there. That really just plays on that metaphor of the Cold War. What's Russia up to? What is America up to? Everyone is wondering. If everyone's scared, everyone's paranoid. And I know that this is a Criterion Collection release, which you can get on both Blu-ray and DVD. And it's not on the Criterion channel, but it is on archive.org.
Yep.
That free internet library system, they have it. And of course, to rent or buy on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Again, if this is your first time here, or if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to our channel by clicking on the Coffee with Aliens logo floating above my head to the top right, and then click the bell in order to get notifications every time we release a new video or go live. Thank you again. We will see you next time.